Hello, I'm Alan and welcome to Enots Engineering. In today's video we'll finish making the prototype lever for the cutter grinder and test it by grinding a lathe tool. So let's go into the workshop and see what we did. So I'm going to turn this to 12mm. Chamfer on the corner. And I've faced the end off, so what I want to do now is drill a 5mm hole . That's 10mm deep. I'm going to tap the 6mm hole, and to do that and help me do that, I'm going to use this mandrel that I made for the headstock, so you can put a handle on the end, so I can turn the chuck by hand, bring the tap in. I've not locked the tap's held in the chuck, but I haven't locked the tailstock, it's just moving along. Right, I've put a dial indicator held in the chuck. I've mounted my bar with the piece I want to produce a flat on in the tool holder, and I'm using the top of the tool holder to get this level. I've just trued it up. This clock is in 0.0001 of an inch, so you can see there it's probably within a tenth of a thou. I've put the R20 collet holder in the headstock, milling cutter, that's a 12mm cutter, end mill. And what I want to do is put two flats on this on opposite sides. I've slowed the speed down. Milled the one side, turned it round in the tool holder, used the square on the top of the cross slide to get the part square, or the flat square, and now I'm ready to mill the other flat. Put the part now back in the 3-jaw chuck. I've taken the sharp edges off with a file. As you can see, it's just a flat. Now I want to part this off. There's the part. Okay, I've set it up in the drilling machine now. To get the level, I just put a block on the top, of the flat. You just eyed it on the jaws. So I'm going to just centre drill it. Got this piece of 7mm bar, and I just want to turn the end down to 6mm. I've taken a 6mm die, fitted it into this die holder, and that slides onto the tailstock guide. I'm using the headstock handle as well as the lever on the die. That's right into the end. Just wind it back off with the hand. I'm just going to turn it round and do the same on the other end. This will fit on one end. I'll use this plastic knob for the other end, so on here I just want to drill 5mm hole in the end and tap it 6mm. And I'm just using the centre just to line it up. And that should fit on the end of the bar that I've just threaded. The next job is to cut down each side with a saw to join onto the hole, so I've got like a V shape in the end. Okay, what I've done here is I've got a 16mm bar. I've just machined it down to 8mm. I've put an 8mm thread on the end, exactly the same as I did with the other parts. Drill that hole through the body, and then that will make the pivot pin. I'm just drilling an 8mm hole through the piece I've just made. Let's bring you up to date with what I've done. We machined this on the 4-jaw chuck, and all I've done is drill 2 holes in the flat part, M6. I've drilled and tapped the M6 through half of this. The other half is clearance. So when you put this onto the bar and tighten it, locks this onto the bar. I've also taken this piece of aluminium that we prepared in the 4-jaw chuck. I've drilled 2 holes which line up with the 2 holes on the clamping bar. The holes on the end have been counterbored using a 10mm end mill. And then I've drilled another 2 holes on the end, 8mm in the centre, about 3/4 of an inch apart. This bolt's on the top. On this end goes this part, which is 8mm thread on an 8mm shaft, 8mm hole in the side, domed over. It's roughly, the plain part of the shaft is 10mm, which is the thickness of the aluminium, 8mm on the end, which is 10mm, and this is about 15mm. We've also made this piece of aluminium, and basically this just fits under the bearing block on the cutter grinder. You should already have 2 holes drilled and tapped in the bearing block that fits, and I've just put a 5mm cap head in the middle. This bar is the bar that goes across between the 2 plates of the cutter grinder under the table. That'll go in there. And this aluminium piece screws under the bottom of the block. Once the end screws have been fitted, this bar doesn't swivel. So this is the end piece finished. As you can see, I've filed the slot. Here I've put a radius, filed that on, a radius each side to give it some clearance. Now this is the item fitted to the tool and cutter grinder. As we saw before, this bar is already part of the tool and cutter grinder, so we made the clamping part that clamps onto the bar with this lever, this arm that comes out. Now this part is through the pivot and just tightens up onto the fork. Then I've changed the Allen screw in here. The button head screw is not as deep as a cap head, it gives you a bit more clearance. So basically you can tilt the table as before with the part fitted, then you just push it forward to engage into the slot, and when you're grinding you just pull the lever backwards and forwards and it moves the table. If you want to see what you've ground, just disconnect it, tip the table up and you can see. Push it down, reconnect it, and you're off again. See how it works. There's about a 4-inch movement. If you wanted it to move further, you could extend this bar, make a bar that's longer, so you've got more, the pivot point moves back further. Or if you want more accuracy, you go in closer. That's quite controllable. Oh well, that's it for today. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope to see you next time on Enots Engineering.